Alright, you guys, so purpose of this video is to announce to the world, the Jags Nation, to my followers, I'm going to be doing a live reaction to the Jaguars first round pick when it's announced on draft day, Thursday, April 28th. The reason I'm doing this is to stop the bullshit with people questioning me how I feel about certain picks that we make. See, because for those of you that haven't seen, I'm real high on Blake Bortles. He's probably one of my favorite players in the entire fucking on the whole team, and just beast as fuck. I think he's one of the elite quarterbacks in the league right now. I think he's definitely the next great quarterback. But then people will get on me and say, "Oh, well, you saying it now because he's good, and you were pissed off when they drafted him. I remember your Facebook post." Like, come on, bitch, you taking this shit completely out of fucking contrast. Let me explain something to you. Back when Blake Bortles was drafted, I thought, based on what I read, based on what I kind of wanted to happen, that the Jaguars were going to draft Khalil Mack. And he's really who I wanted to draft, just because the guy was a fucking monster. You can see what he's doing in Oakland. The dude's a fucking beast. Like, what I thought they were going to do, actually what I hoped they were going to do, was draft him and then trade back up and get Teddy Bridgewater. Because with the quarterbacks of that year, it was just up in the air who was the top one between the 3 first-round picks of that year. Like, say Bridgewater was the most game ready. Johnny Manziel was had that it factor and was a very exciting, high-profile player. And Blake Bortles had the most potential out of everybody, but needed some work. See, here's the thing. Blake Bortles was such a surprise with the Jaguars. I didn't know how to fucking take it at first. So, when they drafted him, I wrote on Facebook, like, "Yo, what the fuck?" or something like that. Like, "What the fuck are we doing?" or something like that. But for real, it was more surprising. Then I sat and thought about it a day later. Like, you know what? They felt this good. This could be something. Hopefully, this shit works out. And, I support the decision. And truthfully, like, out of the 3 back then, like I said, the one that I thought we would have drafted, if anybody, was Bridgewater. Or wait down in the second round and get Derek Carr. Because I think we could have got him anyway if we did that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we could have got him anyway if we did that with Matt. Because I think we picked before the Raiders in the second round. I'm not sure, but either way, I'm happy as shit with how it turned out. And I sure the fuck didn't want Johnny Manziel, because I knew from the beginning that this dude was ass. Like, and if you don't believe me, ask my fucking brother. We were going back and forth about him because he wanted the Bucs to draft him. Instead, they got Mike Evans, so I think they made out pretty good too. But there was people I seen like, bring Johnny to Jacksonville, bring Johnny to Jacksonville. No, fuck Johnny Manziel. I knew this shit. I didn't think it was going to be as extreme as it has been from what we've seen. But at the same time, I knew he wasn't going to be shit. So I'm happy as shit about that. So, and even with Fowler last year, people were back and forth that, but I stood my ground on it. Like, for real, I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to draft Kevin White, the receiver from West Virginia, and obviously he was out his rookie season too. But like, at the same time, I was happy with the decision, being a Florida Gators fan. And, it was between Fowler and Leonard Williams. It was kind of a toss-up between the two, who was the better defensive player in the draft. And Fowler fit us better, so I fully understood the pick. And I was happy about it. But back to Bortles, like, people were saying I was pissed off when we drafted. I wasn't fucking pissed off. I was at my boy Justin's house when it happened. Shout out to him. when I saw it, like, he'll tell you, my initial reaction was like shock. I didn't know how the fuck to take it, because here I'm seeing mock drafts. I'm seeing, like, my thought process was going completely different, and it never came across that we were going to draft him. But when we did, like, I guess it didn't make sense at the time, really, because they were saying he needed time, some work, and time to develop, which in a way kind of didn't make sense for us because we had Chad Henne as our starting quarterback, and of course Chad Henne sucks fucking dick. And I knew from the beginning from us drafting him, it was only a matter of time before Bortles got in his rookie season. But dude's become a fucking monster, and you know what? Here, let me turn this shit around real quick. I want y'all to see something. Get this up. See that back there? That's when I went to Jacksonville during the Colts game. Seen Blake Bortles outside the game, signed my jersey, had that shit framed. Probably my favorite piece of Jags memorabilia in this whole fucking house. So, I'm proud as shit of that. So, y'all can say whatever you want with how I felt before. But I know this much. Blake Bortles is a fucking monster, and I'm happy as shit we drafted him. But like I said, that's basically to show my reaction, stop the bullshit from what people are talking about. Like, yo, you didn't do this or that. Let me tell you something. Like, when I got that fucking thing signed, I was so fucking ecstatic. That was like one of the best times I've ever been to Jacksonville. Like, met him, seen Julius Thomas, got Allen Hurns, Allen Robinson's on there. Oh, and speaking of Allen Hurns, he's one of my favorite players too, man. I fucking love Allen Hurns. But it's funny, and no disrespect to him, but his mom's beautiful, like real shit. I seen his mom after the game. She came out a little bit before he did, and she was like kind of by him. I was like, oh, that's your brother. She's like, no, that's my son. I looked at her like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, cause I see players all the time that come out with their wives or girlfriends. A lot of them, they're just really good. They're really good looking. Like Jason Babin, when he was here, he had a very pretty wife. So Derek Marks has a very pretty wife. Tyson Alualu's wife Desiree, she is absolutely beautiful as well. But I saw her; she's like up on par with them. Like I said, when he got it, I'm like, come on, dude, that's not really your mom. Y'all are perpetrating a fraud for real. But yeah, if you haven't seen her, check her out. Like, you don't understand, and like, it's fucking crazy. That woman is beautiful. And what you call it? You can tell she did a good job raising him, like how he acts and how she acts. It was really fucking cool to see. So shout out to him and his mom. But if you ain't seen his mom, when you do, you're gonna be like, holy shit. Woman looks 25, and since he's 23, I'd say she's in her 40s probably. But it's fucking crazy. But anyway, getting back on topic, back to the draft. So how I feel with what I want to do, I can tell you right now, Jalen Ramsey or Miles Jack is like my hopefuls. Like, I'm hoping to God we get one of them, especially Jalen Ramsey. Even though I think he's gonna be gone by 3, I don't think we could use it, especially since we didn't get another. Especially since now Aaron Colvin's suspended. Oh, speaking of Aaron Colvin, I meant to make a video of him, but I got busy that night when I found out he got suspended for 4 games. If you watch Tekken Is My World or T-Kirk, they made videos about it. It's basically how I feel. All I can really say to that, and I'm not going to get too much into it, Aaron Colvin, you're a fucking monster. Get your shit together and stop doing dumb shit. Learn from Justin Blackman. Learn from Josh Gordon. I know it's 2 different. I know you didn't do a drug or anything like that, and I think it's like roids or some shit. But seriously, though, you good enough. Get it to fucking together, dude, for real. and get your shit right and get back on the field and do something this year. Anyway, but yeah, so Miles Jack or Jalen Ramsey, I'll be ecstatic at. I'll be okay and somewhat happy with DeForest Buckner or Vernon Hargraves or even Laramie Tunsil if he falls to us, only because he is the best lineman in the draft. Even though I don't think we need to draft an offensive lineman, I still think it'd be stupid to pass on the best player in the draft. But Joey Bosa or Ronnie Stanley, who also were kind of like up there. I've seen in mock drafts. I'd lose my fucking mind if we drafted them. We don't need Stanley because we're already stacked at tackle especially since we were getting ready to trade Luke Jokel, so we really don't need him. And Joey Bosa, I know some people are going to disagree with this, but he's got fucking bust and off the field issues written all over him, I think. I think it'd be stupid as shit for us to draft him. We don't need somebody like that. Not only that, he really don't fit us either. So, anybody else who we draft, I mean, I guess we'll see. I can't really think of how I'll react to certain people until it actually happens, if it's not any of those names that I just named. But that about wraps it up, guys. So, be sure to check that out, and hopefully my Jags do something good in this draft. So that's it. That being said, y'all have a good one. Let's go fucking Jags.